सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
Why You Eat What You Eat by Guruji Sri Rishi Prabhakar.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
Guruji Rishi Prabhakar is a builder of world leaders. He is a scientist, engineer, active environmentalist, creator of forest and forest academics for exciting education. He is a national leader and guide, a silent meditator, and active inspiration of simplicity and dynamism for thousands around the world whose lives have been touched by him and his dedicated band of leaders. Most of the time, he abandons himself in the forest along with whoever cares to join him, eating whatever comes along, sleeping on rocks, relishing natural foods, mountain air, and quietness of the wilderness. Without a bank account, possessing nothing as his own, living on whatever is offered in love, working joyfully for the welfare of all. Wherever he is, Guruji represents a living ideal of the great masters of India. His contribution is in producing many great masters who embody his powerful way of life in joy and ecstasy. They are in turn producing likes of themselves. Jai Gurudev.
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं कर्वावहै तेजस्विनावधितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
The question is, why you eat what you eat? You cannot simply change food habits of people. By simply telling you change your food, you will be okay. If people can change their food, then they can build heaven on earth. Okay. The last thing that you can change is your food habit. It is such a habituated thing for so long, so many generations, that to change your food habit requires enormous amount of shift in other areas of your life. Every person eats because of the level of consciousness he is in. He eats that kind of food, and he eats the food that way. And they like that kind of food only. Now, if you give me what I was eating when I was a child, I cannot simply eat it now, because we have shifted our consciousness, and whatever was sweet at that time, now the same thing is poison. And if I was given the food that I am eating when I was a child, I would have said, who is going to eat this food? This is all totally spiceless, tasteless, stupid food. Huh? This is not food. Why certain things taste? Why you get to like certain foods? And why the change in food habit will take place? It all depends on your state of consciousness. And why people are able to shift their food in SSY, it is very difficult to change. I have gone to so many people who have been practicing naturopathy, but that fellow will be eating fully cooked food at home. He will be practicing naturopathy, teaching everybody, you take this, you take that, but he himself will not be able to do this. And now most of these naturopathy doctors believe that this raw food diet, fasting, is only like a therapy. It need not be taken as a continuous diet. We have shifted and we know that raw food is something we must eat with everything, and we can eat and we enjoy eating. That's because they are unable to shift the consciousness of the person. So with very little, they go to a big naturopathy hospital, especially this Jindal in Bangalore. They keep them like in a prison. Nobody is allowed to bring any food. Nobody is allowed to get out. Under very strict prison conditions, somehow they are able to shift the food pattern. Jabardasti. Tremendous pressure. And as soon as these guys leave, immediately they go to a pakoda shop and start eating. That is not natural living. For natural living to happen, it cannot happen in just going to a naturopathy hospital for 10 days. You must have the freedom to eat, and yet you should not eat. The freedom to eat what you want. What you want itself must change, rather than restricting the food. You understand? Everybody is trying to restrict. They want something else, but they say, no, you must eat this. Then they call it a diet, correct? I'm on dieting. That means I've changed my food with great difficulty. I'm eating something which I don't want to eat. Okay? When you are eating something which you don't want to eat, it is called dieting. But if you are eating what you want to eat, it is not called dieting. It is you are eating your food. So, I am talking about this, what you want. How to shift what you want. And what kind of food people eat naturally, what they would like to want. So, we will analyze how these things happen. Okay? Who eats what? And by seeing what they eat, you can tell which kind of person he is. Okay? So far I was also not very clear. Now it has become very clear. By seeing what a person is eating, what he likes, you know what is his state. Okay? First kind of person, he is called an untouchable. The first kind of person is an untouchable. He is the lowest variety of persons. What is his quality? He doesn't work. He doesn't do anything for others. He simply thinks that other people should work and feed him. Okay? So this person is called an untouchable. Who are these people? A beggar is an untouchable. He doesn't work, but he says, you give me some food, you will get blessings from God. Why he cannot himself work and then give food to others so that he can earn the blessings? He must, but he teaches others, you give me food, you will get blessing. So, a person who is a parasite on others, he is an untouchable. You don't want to keep him around. Would you like to keep people who simply live on you without being responsible for themselves? Don't be please go away. Huh? If he is even your brother who doesn't do anything, you say, please get out. Correct? I don't touch you. I don't want you. No entry to this house. Please get out. Huh? So, what is a beggar's property? You know, see, a wealthy man's property is wealth. A king's property is power. What is the property of a beggar? His property itself is untouchability. What is his property? If he goes nicely dressed after taking a bath, will anybody give him anything? Huh? So how does he get his money? Because he is so dirty that if he goes near the person, they get so distasteful, they immediately pay him some money and send him off. Correct? So the dirtier you are, the more money you will get. So his property is being dirty. Okay. This is called untouchable. The bigger untouchable you are, the more money you can get by begging. If you are a leper, certainly if you go near the person, a person will run away. Either he has to run away or give him money to run away. Okay, to go away. Correct? So what is his property? Untouchability itself is his property. Okay? Very interesting, no? So, what kind of foods he likes? All untouchable food he likes. Where does he get the food? From a dustbin. Wherever everybody is thrown, nobody wants to eat. That food he goes and likes it and eats it. After he has eaten it for so many days, he only likes that food. If you give him fresh food, he will make it sit for some time and get rotten and then he will eat it. He likes all pungent foods which have become untouchable. It should be stale food, then only he will eat it. Because that is his property. Persons live in Mooladhara Chakra. Now, what does the Shudra eat? A Shudra, he wants to enjoy life. So he works for that. Most of the people go to work because they want the enjoyment of life, correct? Today's world. Most of the people go to work because they enjoy going to work. Huh? They enjoy something else. To get that what they enjoy, what they have to do? They have to work somewhere else so that they can get this enjoyment, correct? So that they can fill their stomach with good food, with good housing, with a good wife. Huh? What they do? They have to go and work outside. So, they are doing what is called as Kama Sadhana. Okay? There are 4 sadhanas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But it is being placed in the wrong direction. First sadhana is Kama Sadhana. Next sadhana is Artha Sadhana. Next sadhana is Dharma Sadhana. Then next is Moksha Sadhana. So what is the Shudra doing? He is doing Kama Sadhana. What does he want? Anything that is attractive he wants. And he wants it by earning. And he wants to fulfill himself. Very nice air conditioner, very nice food, very nice. He is going for everything very nice. Oh, what kind of food he likes? Masala food he likes. Very tasty food he likes. Anything that gives him pleasure, sensual pleasure. Anything that stimulates his senses, okay, and gives him that sensual pleasure, he goes for it. Whether it is jalebi or jamun, masala dosa, huh? Wherever he goes, he wants some immediate pleasure, instant pleasure. And if you give him instant pleasure, he will jump for it. So this is called, if you give him alcohol, he is very happy. If you give him drugs which will perk him some more, he is much more happier. Anything that gives him instant stimulation, he will go. So this is called kama sadhana. So what such people will eat? Very tasty food. Everybody says, sir, I've been eating good food, but now I got diabetes. Doctor, what to do? You give me something to solve my problem. And the doctor asks, what food you have been eating? Ordinary food. I take masala dosa, I take vada, I take idli, I take this. I am eating regular food. Because everybody is a Shudra today, everybody is regular food itself. He is nasty food. Does anybody says that taking vada is bad food? Huh? In every restaurant, vada sambar, idli sambar. Everybody likes it. Everybody thinks that is the right food to eat also. Because we have come to this Shudra age, all bad food has become regular food. So, this man, he lives by the tip of the tongue. A Shudra eats what will stimulate the tip of the tongue. What happens afterwards, he doesn't know. Only whatever is tasty, he thinks it is the best food. Goes on eating as much as possible the best food. And what does he say? Life is for eating, Baba. Life is to enjoy the food. If I am going to eat this raw food, what is the use in living? Question now? Most of the people, they tease all these SSY students. Hey, what Baba, you are eating some kachada food. You don't know anything about life, इतना मजा आते है, क्या छोड़ के ऐसे बैठा है आप? Correct? You are all fools. Correct, no? Why? Because it doesn't stimulate the tip of the tongue. So, what is the highest pleasure for this person? Sex is the highest pleasure for this person. Food is very important. He lives for food. His life is about food. And then, if he goes to see some another macha is to go to places very comfortably and come back. But the highest pleasure is to have sex is the highest pleasure for this person. All his life is oriented to having the highest pleasure of which is connotated by sex. For him, what does love mean? Love means sex. Because he is oriented in that state. It is the Swadhisthana Chakra. He is operating from Swadhisthana Chakra, which is in the genitals itself. One who is in genitals, he will only think that way. For him, there is no higher love than simply having sex. If he sees with a person, with any girl, the first conclusion he says is, this fellow is enjoying himself, and he should not enjoy himself. I should also get this enjoyment. His first conclusion is that this fellow is only after enjoyment, because he is like that. So, these people who eat fantastically mirchi food, it means chili food, spicy food, all that, they will become more and more stimulated, they will die very fast. Shudras don't live for too long. They work, spend their energy eating, eat a lot, and die. Very comfortably they die, And what are the diseases they die? Blood pressure, ulcers, diabetes. You eat a lot, you will die out of diabetes very comfortably. So what is his property? his property is skill. Okay? That untouchable's property is untouchability. This man's property is skill. So they want to acquire the skill which will make sure that they are able to live very well. Okay? That is why the rush for medical school, rush for engineering school, so that they get a degree, so that they can get high technology, and with the high technology they can earn a lot more than a person with a lower technology, and that is why he gets higher payment. So what is the best skill? What do they run after? Wherever there is a demand for a skill, everybody goes and learns that skill. At one time, lawyers were earning the most. So everybody became lawyers. During independence, you should see all of them were lawyers only. So gradually, now, in this movement, who is the most important person for a Kshatriya, for a Shudra? What is the most important property? His skill is the most important property. Correct? What technology he is able to operate, that is his skill. So to him, what is God? What is the most precious thing? Technology. Correct? So for a Shudra, what is God? Science and technology is God. So today, what is God for everybody? Science and technology. All these scientists will say there is no need for God. Science and technology is enough. They go after higher and higher technology. Oh, who is the highest person in the Shudras? The one who has got the highest technology, he is the highest person, correct? What is highest technology? The one which gives the most productivity is the highest technology, correct? If you compare two technologies, you say this is higher technology, it means this with the same amount of energy it produces more. With less materials it produces more. This is called technology. So, the measurement of the success of a Shudra is by a Vaishya standard, which is productivity. Okay? He has got a skill, but how do you measure? The skill is higher by a Vaishya productivity, by a Vaishya measurement of Artha productivity. Okay? Now you have understood why Shudras, if you are located in Swadhisthana Chakra, what you will eat? Only tasty, cooked, especially and spiced food. Now, what is the next level? Most people don't know what is the next level. What else to eat? How to eat? You eat whatever is tasty. Now, people have never questioned that. Most of the people who are Shudras, they have never even questioned, what should I eat? What should I not eat? Because whatever is tasty, that's what they eat. So the one who asks the question, what I should eat, what I should not eat, what is beneficial to me, what is not beneficial to me. Once the person asks this first question, okay, then he has got something higher. He is not going by only mere sense perception. He is going by what is the effect of this food, whether it is profitable to me or not, whether this is going to take me to disease or whether it is going to take me to health. A person begins to ask this question, then he becomes a Vaishya. What is Vaishya's role? He will ask whether it is profitable or not. For everything he will ask the question whether it is profitable. So why people eat raw food? Because we tell them, this is why all your diseases are there. You are eaten, but you don't know what is the effect on your body. What is happening to your intestines, what is happening to your system, you do not know. So, we are meant to eat only raw food, Babu. Eat raw food. Your body will become very fine. They eat raw food. Confirmation diabetes is not there. Okay? Blood pressure is not there. Then they say, yes, I have understood that. Yes, this is the food I must eat. This is the first level that people come to when they do SSY. Okay? We start asking the question, they also start thinking about the question, but this answering and thinking is not enough. Actually, the chakra has to lift from Swadhisthana chakra to Manipura chakra. Until that shift takes place, the person cannot eat these raw foods. And it will not lift permanently or stabilize until they practice it for some days. And this chakra lifting will happen only with meditation. Only when they learn how to keep their mind clean, how to keep their heart clean, then the thing begins to lift. How does it happen? By mere silence. Okay. A person who has been taught how to be silent, how to clean his mind. In SSY basic course, Siddha Samadhi Yoga basic course, when they get initiation, they only know how to clean their mind. When they meditate, the mind becomes clear, correct? The heart may not become clear, but the mind becomes clear. In the process of initiation, the person learns how to shift from being dirty in the mind to becoming clean in the mind. Then only he can follow the rest of the pattern of food. Because his mind becomes calm, otherwise his mind is not calm, is disturbed. So how to take care of this disturbed mind? Eat more disturbing food. Once the mind begins to settle down, then he begins to appreciate a little finer things. He begins to be able to appreciate, yes, I can eat this food also and I can be happy. Okay? His happiness orientation shifts from food to peaceful mind. So you ask Vaishya, where is happiness? He will say, peace of mind is happiness. He will not say, food is happiness. Shudra will say, food is happiness. Learning some skill which is better than others is happiness for him. But for him, a Vaishya, what is happiness? Peaceful mind is happiness. And he knows how to become peaceful. He has been initiated into how to become peaceful. This is the first initiation. From senses to the mind. Okay? How the senses are drawn. Usually senses are going outwards towards the objects. Now when the senses are drawn inwards by the mind, this is the first level of knowing how to get into yourself. This is what SSY initiation will do. Without initiation, you can teach them 500 years of all these change of food, write books on it, give daily techniques, but that fellow will not be able to change his food. That is why most of these naturopaths simply writing bookwalas have not succeeded. What will really change is shift in consciousness will automatically make that person. So who is bringing about the change in food habits in this country? Not the naturopathy hospitals. Only SSY is bringing about a change of food habit in this country. Because we give them the initiation of how to become people with peaceful mind. More sensitive people they become. So what will he ask? Before he eats anything, what will he think? Whether this is beneficial to me or not. Okay? Not whether it is tasty or not. They begin to become very much aware of this after SSY program. They may fall, but they know that this has happened to them and they must recover if they want to get back their health. So this is, he will ask the question whether if I do this, I don't have to go to a doctor, no? No, the Shudra will not think like this. He thinks that I will eat, you give me pills, so I can eat the same thing. This is what a Shudra will ask. Correct. While a Vaishya will not ask that. He says, you tell me what I should eat so that I don't come to you. So SSY is meant for Vaishyas, not meant for Shudras. It is meant for Shudras to bring them up to Vaishyas. Okay. So the food habits that we teach is only possible for Vaishyas, not a born Vaishya. A person who thinks of in every transaction whether it is profitable or not, who is able to keep his mind clear, who knows how to make his mind clear, that man is a Vaishya. Who strives for peace of mind, not for money. Money is only for security. And that Shudras only work for security. You ask any Shudra, what does he want? A secure life. Does a Vaishya want a secure life or he wants an exciting life? He wants an exciting life. You ask any Shudra, what does he want? A secure life. Does a Vaishya want a secure life or he wants an exciting life? He wants an exciting life. Whatever money he has, he will put it into another business. And he wants to see how to make it work. He takes a larger risk than a Shudra. Shudra doesn't want any risk. He wants everything comfortable, guaranteed, and assured. So the best job for him is a government job where he cannot be removed. Where he need not work and still get the money. That is his best. But the Vaishya is not asking that let me be secure. He says, what more can I do? So that I profit, everybody else profits. I profit and everybody else profits. So what is it that I can do? A Shudra will not ask that question. He says, what is the best benefit I can get? You tell me and then I will come in. While the Vaishya will ask, what is the benefit that I can give so that I also become rich? First he thinks about what I can give, then I become rich. This fellow says, you tell me what I can get, what I will get, then only I will do the job. Correct, no? Will any Shudra go and work in a factory not knowing what salary he is going to get? First he will ask, what is the salary? Then only he will start working. While a Vaishya knows what profit he will make, he will first give the service and then hopes that he will make a profit. Correct? One who gives first and then something comes back to him and sustains him, he is a Vaishya. How this will happen? Because he is more sensitive. He knows that only by giving you will get. While the Shudra says, try to get as much as possible. So he never progresses. He is always trying to get everything only. So with a Vaishya you can make a deal. He is much more easy to make a deal. So for a Shudra it's very difficult to make a deal. He wants guarantees only. No risk. So one who has attained this level of giving, then he begins to take foods. He risks to some extent and goes on taking this food. Okay? Then he realizes, yes, this food is good for me. You see, it takes at least 40 days of eating a particular kind of food before that food becomes natural to you. Food is a matter of habit. Everything is a matter of habit. So you just go on eating the same food, you get habituated, your body will say, this is good for me. Body can be trained by repeating the same thing for 40 days. Then it will begin to like what it has done for 40 days. It doesn't like something else now. Because it's a habituation machine. The whole intestinal system, the taste system begins to recognize and change its mode of operation according to what is coming. And once it begins to get activated according to that, then it says, I don't want the back one, I want this only. For this, what you have to do? At least 40 days you have to stick to this vada. You have to practice this for 40 days, then it becomes natural. And if you do it for 60 days or 6 months, it's guaranteed it becomes more and more firm. You will not be able to eat. Many people who have left off chilies for about 6 months to a year, If they take chilies, they will have diarrhea immediately. The body reacts, I don't like this food. Tongue says, I don't want this food. It is not tasty. Without chilies is tasty. So, what does a Vaishya eat? He eats what is beneficial to his body. What will make it live long? He will even ask the question, which food is cheap so that I can sustain on this food also. If some food is expensive, he says, why I should eat expensive food? I will eat the cheapest food. That is one of the things, calculations they do. See, if we eat these carrots, we have to spend only this much money. But if we have to cook it, it will become so much. So, we are prepared to take carrots only. See, there is no cooking cost, no oil cost, no gas cost in our house. So, our food cost will come down to only, right now we are taking maybe 400, 500 rupees a month. Now with raw food, it will come down to 120 rupees. It is very good for us. Many people calculate like this and they are begin to take food like this. Okay. Now, what is the third level? And these people, those who are very peaceful mind oriented, will they get blood pressure? Huh? Blood pressure is only gotten by people who are in a hurry-burry to make money and who are always security conscious. They will certainly get blood pressure. Any change means they will have blood pressure. While a Vaishya is able to take the change, he takes the risk. He will not get blood pressure. Those who are in Manipuri Chakra will not get blood pressure. And they are balanced. They are very well balanced. They are not greedy. Neither do they say, I don't want the world. They say, I give, you give. First I give, then you give. This is called Manipura Chakra, which is centrally located in the body, which is in the navel region. Now, the next level of development after that is a Kshatriya. What does the Kshatriya eat? What is the question he asks? What is the question he asks? Will he ask, if this is beneficial to me, then I will eat? You see what he will eat is very interesting. A Kshatriya is one who has got so much love for everybody around him that he wants to see that everybody is happy around him. And he says that you should be happy, then I am happy. Vaishya says, I will give you something, if you are happy, you give me something. Okay? Make me happy. But the Kshatriya says, no, you be happy, then I am happy. He says, I want to give you everything. I want to be the first one to take all the risks, and I will make sure that you are protected. I will give my blood first. You don't worry. If any attack comes, I will be the one who will take it. You don't worry about it. Huh? To such a person, will you bow down or not? Huh? Is he your leader or not? So leadership comes from the ability to love people so much that you are willing to give all of yourself to them. Automatically leadership is there. Leadership is not a training that you get in 2 days, with some high-tech course on jumping up and down. Okay, it is a way to develop love, and it doesn't happen in 1 day, 2 days. It is a constant sadhana of going inwards and absorbing everybody else as your own. So this is what happens in an AMC. When you go through a deeper silence of Nitya Samadhi, 3.5 days you come here and clean up yourself. What you are cleaning up in AMC, you are not cleaning up your mind, you are cleaning up your heart. Correct? You experience tremendous love for everybody. More and more love for everybody. More and more love for birds, for the ocean, for the river. For everything you start having an affinity that this is me. Huh? This is exactly like me. This is a part of me. When everything becomes a part of you, then you start dedicating. Just like a mother starts dedicating herself to the child, a person who has attained this love will start dedicating himself to the people around him and becomes a natural leader. What will he eat? What's your question he asks? What will he eat? He says energetic food. What will he eat? What is the first question he asks? Huh? See, he will ask the question whether everybody else has eaten. You understand? Not energy food. The best food that we can give. Does everybody has the best food that is possible? Okay? He will not eat until other people have eaten. He will not eat something which other people cannot eat, and he alone, because he is a leader, he will eat it. You understand? He is not taking advantage of his leader position to eat whatever he wants. Even though he has got the capacity to take whatever that is in that community and eat, he also knows the unequal responsibility that all these people must be fed, then only I feed myself. So he will eat that food which is very cheap, very much available, and shows to the people that you don't have to suffer. You can live very healthily, happily, energetically with this food. So he eats not simply to satisfy himself, not to satisfy his health, but to satisfy the society's health. So by watching his health, his eating, other people will also follow that eating. Gandhiji was an example. Gandhiji was a masterful example in every aspect of his life. Now, he will eat tasty food. Not he will reject the tasty food, but more important is whether it is available to everybody, whether it is profitable and useful for everybody, whether the community can live on this healthily or not, strongly or not, that is his concern. So you can measure yourself, why you eat, how you eat. By that you know which chakra is open. Correct? A man eats where he is, okay? What he is, that's what he eats. Now the next level is what? Brahmana. What is a Brahmana? How does a Brahmana eat then? What does he eat? Very interesting, no? Most of you cannot know this because this answer is very difficult. All of you are only Shudras. This answer is very difficult. Vaishya, some people can say a little bit, but they can think also. Kshatriya, almost I have found nobody gets it, okay? Brahmana, almost never, okay? A very high state, you are not even seen such Brahmanas, so it's difficult to know. What is a Brahmana? He is one. What sadhana he is doing, this Kshatriya is doing? He is doing dharma sadhana, okay? What is the Vaishya doing? He is doing Artha sadhana. Artha sadhana means wealthy. He is trying to produce wealth. He is trying to create wealth in the society. Let us create something more. While a Vaishya, a Kshatriya is asking the question, how can I improve the society? How can we make our society strong? How can we make individuals strong? He is doing dharma sadhana. Dharma is what makes a society stronger. If everybody leaves dharma, society will fall. Correct? Society's strength, cohesiveness of the society is dependent on dharma. So, what is Rama? He is a dharmatma. Rama was in Treta Yuga, so he did dharma sadhana. So, next, in Dwapar Yuga, you do artha sadhana. What is the quarrel? Property quarrel. Is it a dharma quarrel? In Treta Yuga, it is a dharma quarrel. Here, it is a property quarrel. In this yuga, what will be the quarrel? Kama quarrel. How much I can get? Kill the other fellow. Huh? That is what all Americans have done. They killed off all the people in America. These new English people went there. Huh? They stole. Anything is okay. What sadhana you do? Grab as much as possible from anybody, live on them. Now technology is sadhana. How to beat the other fellow. So what is the greatest God? Capitalism is the God. Correct? For America, capitalism is God. If you say anything against capitalism, they will all stand up and start shooting you. Kama sadhana. You get as much kama for yourself as possible. This is the creed. Okay? Get as much as possible. You are allowed to do as much as possible, to acquire as much wealth as possible. It is called competition. Okay? You compete with others and get as much as possible for yourself. This is American philosophy which has now pervaded the whole world. What is Brahmana sadhana? Moksha sadhana. Okay? What is he interested in? Moksha. What is moksha? To live in freedom. When do you live in freedom? When you see Rakshasas, are you in freedom? When you see gods, you are in freedom. Huh? When you see God around you, when you see everybody as God, then you are free. So what is Brahmana sadhana? To see God everywhere. Not to make people strong, not to make himself strong. What is his notion? To see God in everyone. Okay? So everybody sees God in everyone. What a beautiful, great Vrindavan heaven will come down to earth. His sadhana is to bring heaven to earth. By what? By realizing that other people are gods. So what does he eat? What does he eat? Sattvic food. What does he eat? What is sattva? Eating raw food is not sattvic food. Eating fruits is not sattvic food. Where is the sattva? See, a Brahmana eats only prasada. He does not eat what he has earned. He eats prasada. What does it mean? He serves everybody as gods. And whatever the gods give, he takes it and thanks for the prasad and eats. You understand? Is he oriented to profit? Is he oriented to strength? Huh? He gives all of himself to everybody as gods. And whatever is given as freely, He gives everything free, he gets everything free. Huh? Whatever is given freely to him, he says, this prasad I have received. So, and then he eats. Everything that he receives freely is prasad. Whatever you receive freely is prasad. No? He doesn't work for it. He doesn't say that I have worked for it, I got it. I have to become healthy, that is why I eat it. So, he eats what has come freely to him out of his own free service as prasad. What does he choose? Out of whatever that is given, whatever allows him to see God in others, that food he eats. You understand? If you eat masala food, you will see God everywhere. You will be stimulated, you will see something else. So he eats fruits, milk, very, very non-stimulating, very, very tender, which makes him feel very happy and very close to God. He gets the best food in the world. When somebody gives everything free, at least other people will take care of him to see that he gets good food. Correct? So, it is not that Brahmana is a Bhojana Priya, but because he gives everything free, at least his Bhojana is very Priya. Okay? That means everybody has given it with prema only. His food is very fantastic. And he will not eat simply like that. He first gives it to everybody, and then after giving prasad to everybody, then he takes the food. He is both. He is above a Kshatriya, he is above a Vaishya, he is above a Shudra. See, look at yourself. That's all. Whether you earn your food, whether you distribute the food, or whether you eat the food because God has sent you this food. So, with gratefulness, with great gracefulness that this has been given to me, gets the best food and eats. Gives the best food also. This is the fifth state. So far, Brahmana is the fifth state. And what is he dedicated to? He is dedicated to truth. What is the truth? That everything is God is the truth. He wants to realize that as an actual experience, not as an intellectual idea. Everybody can talk, God is everywhere. But the one who quests to realize this all the time in his life, he is the Brahmana. He continues to learn. He continues to quest to learn. So when you do Satyanarayan Vrat, it is a Vrata of truth. That is what will lift you from Anahata Chakra, which is the chakra is the heart chakra of the Vaishya. It is lifted to Vishuddha Chakra of Brahmanas. How does it happen? By doing Satyanarayan Vrat. Truth alone is sacred. Truth alone is highest. One who starts experiencing truth alone is highest. He gives himself totally to truth. Now, after Vishuddha Chakra is balanced, see, for a person who is seeing the truth, there is nothing like right and wrong for him. There is nothing like good and bad for him. For a Brahmana, you see, for the sake of dharma, the king may quarrel. Kings may quarrel. He may impose penalty. Okay? But when you do not see that there is any dharma which is higher or lower, that the thief is as much a god as the person from whom he has taken. The murderer and the murdered, both are gods. And whom is he to punish? Whom is he to see? To him, both of them will look equal. Both of them get the same ashirwad from him. A king sees whether this is right or wrong, but a Brahmana does not see whether this is right or wrong. He says everything is right. Huh? Everything is God. This whole thing is just a leela taking place. Which is very difficult for us because most of us have got right and wrong. To come to this level, so a Brahmana does not have a community. A Kshatriya has a community and the people below him has a community.
Siddha Samadhi Yoga, in short SSY, the greatest gift to mankind. In just 14 days, you find yourself totally relieved from all diseases like insomnia, diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, and others. You are free from all tensions, and then you can really see what life has to offer. How is this miracle possible? Yes, when you go from doing to non-doing, anything can happen. And SSY teaches you this non-doing. We invite you to take this program and to experience what it is to celebrate life. Jai Gurudev.